Hello students, in this video of personnel management, we will be studying position of personnel department and organization of personnel management. So position of personnel department. Actually, what is personnel things? Personnel things are like they are not having any subordinate in the line management where they will be reporting. Even if there are subordinates, they will be reporting the matters which are related to other personnel. They have not any specific, their work itself is advisory in nature. So what they will be doing, they will be issuing guidelines and issuing advices to the other departments. So personnel management is a staff officer in the organization and his work is advisory in nature. He gives advices to line manager, but he cannot order line managers. He does not have authority to do so. Normally his advices are accepted because he is expert in the field. He knows so many things in the field. That is why his advices are accepted by the line managers. But because he is not directly responsible for the staff of other department, that is why he cannot compel the other officer. Like for example, Mr. A is human resource management and Mr. B is marketing manager and Mr. A is human resource manager or personnel manager. Then what happens? Mr. A will be finding seminar or some sort of workshop in particular field like product management, and he would give advice that by giving 25 days training in the field of say product management, your sales officers will be working more smartly. Now it is his advice. The advice is from personnel manager, but he cannot compel marketing manager because marketing manager is direct, you can say, boss of the sales officer. So he cannot advise in very affirmative, in very firm manner. He can only give some advices, some suggestions, and now it depends upon the marketing manager whether to follow that or not. Any other example, like personnel manager is thinking that the knowledge of finance should be there, okay, with all the sales managers and all the sales officers, all the sales executives, so that they can play with the schemes and with the rates even in a better manner. He may be thinking that, but he would give advice to whom? He would give advice to the marketing manager or sales manager. If any other department of sales is also there apart from marketing, then he may advise to the concerned person. And then whether these advices will be fulfilled or not, whether these advices will be accepted or not, it will entirely depend upon the sales manager or the marketing manager. That is why it is written personnel manager is a staff officer in the organization. That is, his work is advisory in nature. He gives advices to line manager, but he cannot order line managers. He does not have any authority to do so. Normally his advices are accepted, as I have told you through examples. He does not have authority to do so. Normally his advices are accepted because he is expert in the field. In case of his advices not being accepted, he can go to the higher authority with his case. He needs to be a patient man, but very good relation and with convincing power. So what happens if any personnel manager is very sure about his idea which is not being accepted by the finance manager or by the marketing manager, he will pursue that and he can go to the top authority. Now it will depend upon the top authority whether to call a meeting and whether to just help him in convincing the said manager like marketing manager or finance manager. So that will be the course of action. That is why he needs to be patient. He should be having very convincing. He should be having good relation. He should be very impartial also, and he should understand the need of the marketing manager also, because at times line and staff conflict is exist because of these things also. Because these expert people, they don't understand the reality of the market, reality of the ground level. So that may be a problem. So he should be very realistic also along with all these things. So that is what is the position of personnel manager. Now we will be coming to position of personnel manager in a very small organization. What happens? All functions of personnel managers are performed by proprietor himself. You can just see that if you are having very small like sole proprietorship business, so whatever people you have to hire, you will always think it is my right also and it is my responsibility also, and I am the best person who can understand whether I need 2 accountants or 1 accountant, whether I need a sort of gatekeeper or not, security guard or not, something like that. So you better understand. So that is why all functions of personnel managers are performed by the proprietor himself. Proprietor, even not only personnel, even finance issues are also seen by proprietor himself. He may be hiring a person for selling work and production work, and that also if he is not expert in this production or selling line, otherwise he would like to continue with the same also. But our concentration is in personnel management. So all functions of personnel managers are performed by proprietor himself. Proprietor will be seeing this personnel management thing, and then he will be deputing whatever staff he is hiring to the selling department or production department. Like that is what happens in a very small organization. And in the medium scale production oriented organization, what happens? Top management is there, marketing, finance and production. Because the organization itself is production oriented. The very inception of the organization is based on the particular premises that the goods are being sold very well, so that is why can't we manufacture that particular good. So he is already having survey and all, so that is why it is called production oriented organization. And then what happens, the production itself will be very much keenly taken interest by the top management, and under production personnel department will be there, and recruitment, training, welfare and wages will be there. So what happens, the production department on the basis of the feedbacks given by the production department, this personnel department will be hiring people and training in a particular manner, and then giving them wages also and welfare activities also, because it is a production oriented and it is a medium scale organization. Now we are coming to bigger organization, large scale organization. There personnel department is very specific. Finance department, marketing department, production department, personnel department, very specific with its own identity, and then he will be looking after wages, recruitment, welfare and training. Here the department is totally independent, though his work, as I told you, is in like a staff in nature. His work itself is advisory. His work itself is to recruit the people which are required by production department, marketing department and finance department, but his own suggestions will be there. So that is what is position of personnel management. Now we are coming to organization of personnel department. Thus, organization of personnel management. Personnel management is organized in such a manner that it helps the line manager. But what happens? There are 4 types of organization, like line organization, functional organization, line and staff organizational, divisionalized organization and matrix organizational structure. So there are these 5 types of organizational structures actually. So what happens in line organization? Line organization is the organization where the activities are limited, and what happens here, uninterrupted activities are there, and the organization is small. The relationship of subordinate and superiors are there, which focuses only on productivity. So it is actually productivity oriented. Productivity oriented relationship between superior and subordinates, and there is less scope of personal things, welfare activities, training, development, there is less scope of all these things. Work of personnel management is therefore very difficult here because it's a small organization, it is line organization, where the line managers, I would again like to repeat that line managers are like that. Sales manager is there, and under sales manager, sales officer is there, sales executives are there, area sales managers are above in the hierarchy, but they all are focusing in only sales activities. There is less scope of personnel management activities. So what in line organization, the scope of personnel management is less. Let us again study that in line organization, line management is prioritized. Uninterrupted line of authority is there, which is productivity oriented. Relationship of superior and subordinates are existing only to the extent of line management, only to the extent of the activities that are to be performed. Work of personnel management therefore is very difficult, and it is very limited also, and it is not very much required also. Then the second is functional organization. In functional organization, activities are grouped according to certain function like production, marketing, finance, personnel. Functional authority is advisory and it can recommend, but line is the actual authority and actual they try to take decisions. So here the activities are grouped like in our typical hierarchy we see that activities are grouped. Personnel management is there, marketing management is there, sales management is there, and finance management is there. All these management is there, but in personnel management they are only doing the like advisory kind of things, and line management is important. The difference between line and functional is line is existing here but as advisory, and here personnel management is not very much existing. Here personnel management is existing more significantly, but their work is only advisory. So that is the second thing. Third is line and staff organization. Here both executives are existing, line and staff like personnel management also, and the line manager like marketing manager is also existing. Combination of line and functional organization, it is both executives existing, line and staff. It is actually combination of line organization and functional organization, and its main work is advisory, and it is assistance is given and with respecting the line authority. So the difference is the future extension, we can say, not difference, that here line and staff organization both are respected, and here personnel management has more authority to advise and even to recommend and even to insist on the things that they want to do that. And then the second last is divisionalized structure of organization. What happens? There are structures, there are organizations where divisions are made all around, and then in divisions personnel management is assigned duty. You can say he is posted with the duty, and then what happens? He is having branch manager who may be prime in marketing work and finance work, not personnel work, but he is sitting above him in the branch. But the fact of the situation is personnel manager is actually reporting to the personnel director of his own head office, of his own department, of his own working area. So there some conflict arises because he sits under the branch head, under the divisional head, but he reports to his own boss, his own authority. So that is divisionalized structure organization. It is decentralized. Divisions are existing here, and the personnel manager is attached to the division, and he reports. But he reports to the personnel head, and then it may be chances of conflict. in the divisionalized structure. The last is matrix organizational structures. In this matrix organizational structures, two bosses are there. One is functional head and the other one is project head. What happens in certain work like road contractor or something like that, where the site is developed and the whole team has to go to the site of the working. So what happens? One is the functional head and one is the project head. Functional head is the person who is sitting in the head office, and the project head is the person who is in the site. And then here the personnel management performance is of permanent nature and it is balanced also, and it is very good. This system is good for complex organization. So here the existence of personnel manager is quite significant because he will be having more and more observations of the working area, and he will be recommending the training and the development and the welfare activities for his own line managers, So that is their personnel management in the line organization, in the functional organization, in the line and staff organization, in the divisionalized structure organization and matrix organizational structure. So that is organization of personnel management. It can be fixed in these type of 5 things. The only thing is, in line organization things are very conservative, and that is why what happens, the role of personnel management is not very significant, and gradually it is increasing. And in the line and staff organization it is most existing because it is in the large organization, and there are things like line and staff conflict and other things also may arise. So in this video we have understood positioning of personnel department first, where we have seen how the personnel department is positioned, and then the organization of personnel department, which was which we have elaborated in the 5 structures of the organization. Thank you.